Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, June 4th. I want to run through the morning charts of gold and the S&P real quick. I might pull up the US dollar here also. What happened yesterday? We saw gold more or less. It broke this 1220 level the previous day, and then it touched the next floor, which was the 15 area. It bounced, held above it. Unfortunately, through the early morning, we had selling pressure, which we tend to have more often than not around this time, and it tried to hold the 1215, and then it just kind of collapsed yesterday, and it was trying to hold itself at 1205, and through the night. You'll notice if you always look at the chart, there's usually weakness in the morning. Unfortunately, it pulled down, triggered our stop at 1201, and that's pretty much where it's trading right now. It's just trying to hold up here. So we're out of gold. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Not a whole lot we can do about it. It's just the way the market goes. But right now, gold is under pressure. I do feel it's oversold here, but just going to sit in cash here until we see what happens today. So there's some bad news in the Euroland with a bank possibly having some serious issues, and we've seen the S&P drop about 1.5% within a couple hours already pre-market. So there's some action going on today. So let me just pull up the gold chart here. This is the 60-minute chart. We can see yesterday, let me just pull up a 5-minute chart. Okay, yesterday, here's a 60-minute chart. Yesterday we had this key support level. We saw prices drop down to it. I sent out an alert to scale in anything below 12.13, and we saw prices slide down and almost go down to our stop at 12.01 here, and tried to hold a pattern which was down near the low support here. Eventually last night it broke down and crashed, and so that's where it is right now. So our stops got taken out for the gold trade, and that's it for that. Really, this low was penetrated, and that kind of breaks the uptrend in my opinion. So I want to stay in cash. We could get a drift up, and we might actually look to, if it forms a head and shoulders, we might actually short it. We'll see what happens. It's going to be tough to see, tough to expect what happens today with the bank news coming out. The US dollar is rocketing higher on fears of what's going on in Europe. So today's going to be a wild day in the markets, I think. As for the SP 500, we saw yesterday we had this nice, the pre-market, the market drifted up a little bit, and then when it opened, we saw the shift. 2 days ago we saw the shift, and we got in, and we rode it up for about 0.8%. Took some money off the table. It went up through the night. Yesterday we took some off the table over here, locking in about 2% on the balance of the trade, and then we did see a nice rally up into the afternoon, and it had a push up this morning, and then we got the Euro news, and the S&P's just tanked, and there's some pretty good volume considering it's pre-market. That's pretty good volume. So it's going to be a wild ride in the S&P today. If we zoom out a little bit here, this is the pattern I guess I can just show you right here. This is the pattern I was trying to show yesterday in the video. We had a nice run up, and then we saw a pull back through the night, and then it rallied up through the night in the early morning, and then we saw it got crushed. And this is what I was pointing out in the video yesterday. We had a nice run up, and it did drift up in the night here, and then yesterday I decided to take our money off the table here, and we saw it drop about 1%, and then it did rally back, but now it's drifted up in the morning, and now it's getting clobbered again, similar to the price action is what I'm looking over here. So we might see this come down, and this is going to be a support level right across here. So we could see a simple bounce and fade, and we might actually look to take a short position somewhere over here and catch a drop down. Could catch a 1 or 2% drop depending on how severe the day is. So if we look at the daily chart here, we've got pretty much the markets are just insane right now. There's so much bad news coming out for all the different countries. You get, a big surge buying, and then you get selling and buying and selling. It's just extremely choppy, and the news just adds a high and makes it very unpredictable, as opposed to just trending and having news kind of trending in the same direction. It's good news, bad news, good news, bad news. They're going to plug the oil. They're going to, it didn't work, and the euro's okay. Now they're having troubles again. So it's a little frustrating, a little difficult to trade right now. We're just seeing the market is trending up here. We're overall in a downtrend. Still, this is all in a downtrend here. And we might look to take a short position today if we see prices roll over and break some support levels created intraday here. That's what we're looking for right now. As for the market internals, yesterday, this is a 60-minute chart of the put-call ratio. Yesterday we saw the put-call ratio, it moved up over 1. This was in the morning. It was over 1. We saw which means there's a good chance the market is going to bounce. We saw the advanced decline line was overdone, but it pulled back to the halfway mark, which can act as support. So it pulled back to the halfway mark. All this happened. Let me just bring up a visual here. Okay, sorry. Okay. In short, what happened is the put-call ratio jumped above 1 and the markets dove down to this level here. And then we saw the advanced decline line. It pulled back to the halfway mark. It all kind of happened right down at this level right here. We saw this gray bar jump up for panic selling. When we see panic selling rising, there's a good chance there's going to be a bottom. It was still very low. This is panic selling wasn't anything special. It was just rising. This scale doesn't show much here, but put call ratio is saying that we're getting close to a bottom. The advanced decline line had pulled to the halfway mark. If we looked at the trend here, the trend was trading very low all day. I mentioned the previous day was trading extremely low, and when it trades that low, we usually see some profit taking the following day. So it was trading low the previous day, and when the market opened, we saw the trend rally up. Now, if I show you an intraday pattern here, you'll see why I wanted us to take money off the table. As the trend goes up above 1, it means there's selling coming into the market, and what I saw here was the previous day money was flowing in, and then I saw this bull flag, and it was a nice pennant here. It looked like it was going to pop to the upside, and when this pops, it means there's going to be tons of selling going on in the market, and that's why I decided to take our position off the table in the S&P, and we took it off just in time because it dropped straight after that, and you can just see the selling picked up, and it did shoot up quite a bit, and then it drifted down for the day as the market rallied. But this was a 1% drop pretty much that happened from the high, so it saved us quite a bit of money by following the trend and seeing that there was a bullish pattern in trend, which means a lot of selling was coming into the market. So that's what I saw yesterday to get us out. I just saw this bull flag here, and usually it's a continuation pattern, so I want us to get out before the selling picked up for a larger wave. As for the VIX, the VIX was it's just trading at support. It's a pretty slow mover. It's trading right across here. It did have a little bit of a bounce yesterday as the market sold down, and then it dropped back again as the market rallied into the close. And right now we're pretty much at a key, give or take. This is a pretty key support level. I do have a feeling we might see today, with this fear coming in, we might see the jump that we want to create this larger head and shoulders pattern. So we'll see what happens there. It's going to be a crazy day in the markets. We might try and do a very quick trade just through the chat room, possibly. That could only last 10-15 minutes. We'll see. If we get some big selling, we do want to take advantage of it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.